Welcome to another edition of Because They Matter. Forever on a mission, committing to encouraging, educating, and empowering parents, raising their children in an impactful and loving way. Because they matter. Now let's welcome our co-hosts, former single-parent mom and founder of Single Parent Advocate in Dallas, Texas, Stacie Martin. Also along, founder of Single But Not Alone and the reigning Miss Capital City, Illinois, Rhiannon Graham. And I'm Scott Murray, speaker, author, journalist, and CEO of the Scott Murray Scholarship Foundation and Lifting Spirits, Building Dreams. We welcome you all to Because They Matter. Hello again, everybody. Great to have you along for yet another edition of Because They Matter, as we share with you just some fun things about what it's like growing up and being positive and productive in your world. So as we continue on, I welcome our co-host, one of the co-hosts, I might add. I'm talking about Stacie Martin. Hello there, my friend. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Glad to be here.
And would you like to introduce our world to our, shall we say, our mobile guest, our other co-host? Go forward.
Absolutely. She's our virtual friend, but she's very, very, very important. Her name is Rhiannon Graham.
Well, I think she's the most important of the three, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
She started a group called Single But Not Alone.
She's
the reigning Miss Capital City, Illinois.
Boy, get out the way.
And she is all about business. I'm so excited, Rhiannon, to be
great to see you, Rhiannon. Hello.
So excited to be here, and thank you guys for the great introduction.
Oh, no, you're more than welcome. It's fun to kid around and just stay focused on what we're talking about. But you're very much a part of this, and we really are excited to have you be here. And what you've done in your young life is above and beyond. So we're most proud of you and very excited to call you a dear friend. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep. Now, why don't you tell the world what we're going to be doing here?
Okay, so everybody, this is like Stacie Day. Did you know that? It is Stacie Day. We're going to be going into my story because Scott flipped a coin and I lost. We were going to interview you, but that did not happen right.
Well, that'll be taken care of next week.
Okay.
We save the best for last.
Yeah. So today,
or we always do the most important first, so you can put it even whatever way works best.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so we are going to talk about my story as a single mom.
Sounds like a deal.
So Rhiannon's put together some questions, and I know that you have some questions too. So our goal in telling our stories is just really to talk about what we've been through, what our path's been like, in the hopes that maybe something we've done, said, right or wrong, can help another family.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Rhiannon, do you want to start it off?
Yes, I'm super excited to.
Go for it.
I think we should begin with Stacie first, just telling us about yourself, your history, and your professional efforts.
Oh, okay. Well, so I grew up in Dallas. I'm a Dallas, Texas native, and I was the butcher's daughter. That's what I always remember about my childhood. And we had a meat market, and I went to school here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and even in college, all here in the area, UT Austin, UT Arlington, and a little bit at UNT up in Denton. And my professional career really has been in TV. I was an advertising spot sales person, and we would put commercials in all of the TV shows. And that's how I connected with Mr. Murray initially. And now I'm a past president of the Alliance for Women in Media, and I work wholeheartedly to try to help up-and-coming people who want to be in the media and marketing and, advertising world. Now,
amazing. Well, I definitely think that makes you qualified to host a podcast.
With a little help from my friends. Yeah, no, I was I had a really great career and a lot of really wonderful friends in the media community here. And one of the things that I did professionally for a while, I even got to do digital marketing for some people, and I got to be a digital sales manager. And so I really loved my career.
And leaning into that, let's talk a little bit about how we got connected and Single Parent Advocate and how that came to be an organization.
Okay. So a single parent advocate, we affectionately call it SPA, was founded by me in 2009. I had a time when I had gotten laid off in 2008, 2009. We had an economic contraction. And I just really ran into some walls as it relates to finding aid as I was raising my son alone. I had a house and a car and a 10-year-old boy, and many families face this, economic downturn, and it was a hard road to go and get a new job to replace your job. And so I was trying to work both ends against the middle, like most single moms do, single dads too. And I got turned away from a lot of charities who, I guess, advertise that they help with utilities or help with payments, rent, different things like that. And I felt my life's, well-being slipping away. I was very afraid. And one day, that fear turned into inspiration about not wasting that time, that season I was going through. And I founded a Single Parent Advocate. And that is what brought me to you guys, really, and brought me back to Scott and certainly met you and many single families. That was 15 years ago. And we now, I work for Single Parent Advocate full time, which is interesting, a neat turn. And that's how I guess I see myself moving forward is working on behalf of families.
Very good. Well, let me jump in here and ask you a couple of questions. You were from a single parent family. You not only had a single parent family as an adult, as a mom, but you also were, as a child, part of a single parent family. Take us back, if you might, what that was like, what the biggest challenges were, and the role it played growing up.
Well, it's not. It wasn't easy. My mom was really sick, and so my dad was primarily, the person that took care of us and our two grandmothers, and so we had my mom in the house, but she really didn't have her wherewithal, and so Dad worked long hours, and the grandmas came and took care of my mom and took care of us kids, and it was never a dull moment. We worked hard. That's all I can really say is our whole family worked hard. We had to.
How many kids?
3.
And where were you in that?
I'm the oldest.
Oldest. Okay. Mm-hmm. So as the oldest, were you expected to have more responsibility, or was there more responsibility on you to help take care of the two younger ones?
Oh, absolutely. I started working in the meat market when I was 14. Dad had me helping there. And then as a teenager, I continued helping keep the books, write checks, and do the filing at the business. And then I'd come home and needed to help with the cleaning, and of course going to school and getting good grades was a full meal deal.
And your parents today?
So my mom is in heaven. She died very young.
Okay.
And my dad is too. I lost him in 2018. And now it's me and my son, my stepmom, and my youngest brother are really the living people. We lost a lot of folks along the way.
Okay. And what did you learn as a child that was from a single parent family to be a mom from a single parent family? What did you learn as a youngster that you were able to help when you found yourself in a similar situation that your parents were in?
I think it's work hard, never give up, really just don't stop. Dad would always...
Because you can.
Well, yeah, because you can.
Because they can.
Mm-hmm. You have to keep going, even if it doesn't feel good, even if it doesn't look good. We were talking about, how appearances, people can look very put together and be falling apart on the inside. And that was me a lot of the times. I looked very put together, but on the inside, it was a hot mess. Now that I'm older, I look like a hot mess on the outside, but my insides are a lot stronger. And I think a lot of those lessons learned, about, just put one foot in front of the other, do the next thing right or the right thing next. Just pick up your feet and don't stop.
Well, crazy as it might sound, I just wondered, before I pass it back to my cohort here, I just wondered, did you learn as an adult or take advantage as an adult of what you probably learned or obviously endured as a youngster, single parent, single family, kind of been there, done that, and then you were the adult that was a part of it? So what is the message that you might share to anybody that's enduring this today as a parent or as a child?
I would say show yourself and your family some acceptance and grace. A lot of times, if you are a single mom or the child of a single parent or a single dad, you automatically label yourself as broken. And that's the most wrong thing. We're always our own worst critics. And the truth of the matter really is no one's alike. Not one of us is alike. And whether you're a single parent family or you've gone through death, divorce, disease, disability, some kind of decision that you had to make, and it will put deer in the headlights kind of survival mentality and instincts right at the top of what you think and how you roll. But if you slow it down and you realize, just take a few minutes or a little bit of time, you can see all the good things that are around you, all the good things that you've done. So I've landed on this. We have yesterday Stacie, today Stacie, and tomorrow Stacie, right? And I look back on yesterday Stacie with grace and forgiveness and acceptance. I look at today Stacie with positivity and energy and can-do attitude most days. And then for tomorrow Stacie, I just try to prepare for her. I try to say, okay, I'm going to take good care of tomorrow Stacie by saving some money or by getting my rest or by eating properly. And even those sound like such small things, that's what I can focus on, and I do, and it works.
Well, let me ask you, Rhiannon, what has she said that you, as someone that was from a single parent family, what did she say that you would agree with or take note of and say, you know what, that's right, make sure that you do this as a youngster?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for sharing your story because it's really inspiring, and I know that a lot of families are going to listen to this and be inspired from you. But what you said really resided with me was take it day by day, because my mom, who's going to be on in a later episode, I'm really excited for you to meet her, she says the same thing, and I could really just resonate that and relate with that if the bills are due or something's broken or grass needs cut, you got to take it day by day. If you pile everything on yourself, then nothing's ever going to get done. So I really resonated with that.
Good point. Great point. Well, go ahead. A couple of questions for Stace.
Yeah, I'm really curious, after having that topic of discussion, what was really your light at the end of the tunnel that kept you going every day, getting out of bed, wanting to go? Was it your son? Was it your professional work? What kept you really going through these hard times?
No doubt about it, my son. There's just absolutely nothing that ever motivated me. No greater love I've ever had than for my son.
And why?
Why? Well, he was cute and fun and snuggly. I don't know. He was my boy. There was nothing I could...
But I know a lot of parents that wouldn't say that. It wouldn't be their children.
Oh, well, I can't imagine life without Chris. I was afraid to be a mom. I was anybody who knew me was like, knew how afraid I was. And when I met Chris and he came into the world, I fell in love, and I just adore him.
So he helped you be a mom.
He really did. I was totally freaked out. And I guess maybe a lot of people get scared to become a parent, you know? I mean, maybe I'm not alone in that, but I'm not afraid anymore, and I'm so glad he's here. And I worked hard and will always work hard on his behalf.
And going off that too, what do you think raising him, something that he taught you?
Slow down. My son is creative, artistic. He loves music and movies, and he was just way more laid back naturally than I was. I'm very type A, go, 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 get it done, get it done, get it done. And he was a little more take it easy, you know. Let's have some peace.
Mm-hmm.
And Stacie, for all the single parents that are listening out there, or just families that are struggling, what's your biggest word of advice or piece of advice you were given to wrap up?
I'll say this probably, hopefully, for the rest of my life. There's a lot of things that can really stop us in our tracks. And we choose to let them stop us in our tracks whenever something big happens, you know. And for me, I had to learn to deal with it, you know, in as Scott says, a positive, productive way. And I landed on this. Love when love is not what you have received. Help others as you help yourself, and leave a positive and productive legacy for your children, your community. And if all the things we do and don't do line up underneath these three, what a wonderful world it'll be. And so that's my lesson that I learned and landed on and share with all of you, because I believe it does matter when we give love, even though maybe we didn't receive the kind of love that we wanted, you know. So don't give up.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And then do you mind just sharing where people can find you or where they can get in touch with Single Parent Advocate?
Oh, absolutely. So our most popular channel is on Facebook. Join our Facebook page at singleparentadvocate. Well, it's just Single Parent Advocate. And there's about 15,000 friends you can share words of inspiration with. And we do communicate there about a lot of our activities. Our website, if you need resources, is singleparentadvocate.org. We have a really great resource page, and you can see our events and things there. But those are our two most consistent places to connect. And then if somebody wants to contact me, I'm at smartin@singleparentadvocate.org.
Amazing. And also to mention, there's a community outreach group too, that if any single parents want to join, or children of single parents, that they can get resources and have a community group too.
Oh, absolutely. You know, that kind of went a little viral. That's like, it's really growing the community. And I'm so honored, you know, from sometimes I talked about how you feel broken, and that period of my life when I really was lost, and we didn't have a community like that. And how cool is it that we get to make it together now? You know, I'm so honored to be a part of all of it.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of times for those families, it's just knowing the resources that exist. So kudos to you for creating this opportunity and community for these families.
Rhiannon has shared some good thoughts, and she's totally right. I agree. So let's do this. Now that she's asked you all the questions about what you endured, what you had to go through, and what have you, let's, the three of us, just in the last, we've got about 10 minutes left, let's go back in time and think about things what you learned as a child and as a single mom, and how someone out there can take what advice you have. They heard about what you have endured, but what is the best advice you'd give to them? I heard you say, you know, stay positive, be productive, bing, 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 bing. But what about it?
Well, I would say, looking back, the lesson that I learned largely was to be more patient with myself, I think about, I wanted to be skinnier. I wanted to be prettier. I wanted, straight A's. I was in the honor society and I did all of my work. I dotting and T crossing and helped with everything. But what I didn't do very much of is liking myself. I didn't, so if you find yourself not really liking yourself, I guess that's the big thing as I matured. A parent, and my mom didn't have all of her capacities, and a parent can be poisonous, and a parent can also be prosperous, and you choose your words. And our children latch on to our words when we lose control. And I think that happened a lot of times because my mom was so ill. There were words that really affected my self-esteem. And I would say to parents, pause before you speak. Make sure that the words that are coming out of your mouth are ones that are healthy for yourself and for your children. And I think on the inverse side, I would say to the kiddos, if your parent snaps or, says something that maybe they don't really fully mean, they're just stressed out or something like that, don't let those words be permanent on you. Those types of situations were the ones I really had to work through. They were very personal. And I had to unwind from that, when things were crazy with my mom. But for sure, words matter. Words matter, whether you say them in haste. Just make sure that you don't let them permanently change how you think about yourself. That's
and
really.
Off that, what were you gonna say?
I think that's really probably my biggest life lesson coming back from when I was young is be careful about what you say. It really, truly impacts how someone sees themselves.
Going off that too, I can relate because growing up I was bullied. And my mom always had taught me from a young age, treat others how you want to be treated. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. So I think that's important as a title holder in the Miss Illinois organization. I think it can be really easy to look around and say, oh, I wish I looked skinny, or I wish my hair was bigger, or this and this and this. But the truth is, comparison is the thief of all joy.
Amen.
And I think it's important to, really focus on yourself and the qualities you have, because you would never want to be somebody else because you're great the way you are.
That's right. That's right. And I think, so that would be the lesson that I had, in the household I grew up in, what was the big thing, so be careful about what you say. And then as a single mom, I'll say it again, there's going to be, for a single dad or a single mom or a single grandparent, there's going to be too many things that need to get done. There's always too many things that need to get done. And you're not broken just because you can't do them all. You are not broken just because you can't do it all. And so give yourself some grace and make sure you put a little bit of space in your schedule to take care of yourself, because nobody can replace you in the life of your child. And the best gift you can give your child is a happy, healthy, whole, and hopeful mom or dad.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. It's very, very positive. Great purpose. Great purpose. So tell us more about the Single Parent Advocate. Where did you all of a sudden say, you know what, I need to do something? Because a lot of people, they kind of beat themselves up, playing off of what you just shared, but they beat themselves up and it's always somebody else's fault. And they really, although they might have an idea as to, I could do this or I could do that, they don't have the initiative to do that. They just are frustrated with who they are and what their life is all about. So if given the opportunity to look back on your career or your growing up years, where was it that you said to yourself, you know what? I can help others. We can create something that will make a difference. And thus, single parent advocate. Why you did it, where it came from, what the incentive and the initiative was. I know most of the answers to those questions, but I wondered from your point, where did this came from? And as you look back, was it something that if you had to do it all over again today, you would?
Well, what was going on inside of me as a single mom, even when my son was younger, he and I really were alone. And I would try to fit in singles groups at church, let go to Sunday school class, and it would be married couples. And we didn't fit in. The single people didn't really want to go places where children would be. They wanted to, go around doing single stuff. And it wasn't child friendly, and I wanted to spend time with my son. I worked long hours, and I wanted my extra time to be in places where I could be with him. And I guess that's really where it started, Scott, right there when I realized that there was no place we fit in. And that's when I started a Sunday school class, and then later that grew into a seed into now what is Single Parent Advocate.
And as you look back today, what are you proudest of? What are you fondest of? What is the thing that you cherish most about where you are today? How many years ago was it?
Well, with Single Parent Advocate, it's 15 years ago.
Okay, 15. All right. Now 15 years later, what are you proudest of?
You'll see my face light up the minute families show up on our Facebook page or show up at our events with their kids, because I am that family, and I know the trust it takes to go and to meet with a new community and to bring your children with you. So that's my favorite, most wonderful part. All 500 to 700 people walking in at Christmas or back to school, and I want to hug everybody's neck. And that's my favorite part.
3 minutes left. Tell us your legacy. Your legacy continues, but years from now, somebody mentions Stacie Martin, and they suddenly talk about legacies and what you did, what you created, what you have endured in your life as a child, as a parent, single-parent family. What comes to mind? What are you proudest of, and what are you going to cherish most as you look back and say, that's my legacy? What do you want people to remember?
I think I would like to be remembered for turning loss into love, worry into work, and sorrow into something better.
Are you doing that?
Every day. It takes a lot to put pain down. I've lost my mom, 2 brothers, my dad, lots of loss in my case. And we the Martins, we put it down, and we grab onto faith, and we keep going.
Rhiannon, final thought from you about what Stacie shared with us. Go for it.
I just want to say you made me emotional, Stacie. Not the first time, not the last, but I think you talking about your legacy and how you started Single Parent Advocate just reminded me why we do this work for the families that are out there that need those resources. And I'm just excited to continue working with both of you to make this world a better place. Amen.
It starts with you, starts with me, starts with all of us, the person in the mirror, right?
Exactly.
I can't wait till the next episode when Scott gets to do this.
Stay tuned. How are we going to top this, Scott? I don't know. This is a pretty good episode.
It's going to be kind of tough, isn't it?
I agree. I'm glad I went first. I'm glad my episode's done.
Yeah, you're done. So 2 down and 1 to go. Or actually, I think we're going to be talking to your mom too, aren't we?
Yes, we are. In the next couple of episodes here, you'll get to hear from my mom.
All right.
And all of her adversity and struggles that led her here today on the podcast.
And 30 seconds to go. What is it that you think she'll share most?
Well, I think I'm really excited for her to meet Stacie. I think they're really going to relate to the struggles they've been through, but along as motherhood also. So I'm really excited to see that friendship form.
Now, I'm a dad. She's not going to be excited to see me?
Well, of course she'll be excited to you, but I think she'll relate to Stacie.
I was just kidding you. All right. Well, I guess this is our chance to say goodbye to our audience. Certainly hope that they enjoyed being a part of this. So until next time, for...
Because they matter.
That's right. You are.
I'm Stacie Martin.
And she is.
Rhiannon Graham.
And I am.
Scott Murray.
All right. Till next time. Because they matter. Stay well.